Catus Maximus here. Just a quick video about this jeweler's precision screwdriver set from General Tools. I always thought that General Tools was a little bit odd. They were interesting, but they kind of make general miscellaneous shop tools, but that the name was always kind of unfortunate just because calling yourself General Tools isn't really very distinctive. So anyway, this was a little jeweler's screwdriver set. It was on sale for, I think it was like $4 or something. These are normally like $10, and so I think they're just a little bit pricey. Look at that, we even have a little instruction manual down there. They were interesting because they're in this little self-contained set, and you have replaceable driver tips and then a little metal handle. These used to, I believe, be American made, but I think, yeah, these are Chinese now. And if we look a little bit closer, we can barely read the text. This aluminum handle doesn't really have that great of a finish. The knurling seems to be okay, but the threads down here on the chuck aren't super great. And so that's all this was, is a little screwdriver set. It only has one Phillips. You have these little replaceable carbon steel, and I believe that's what they were saying. These aren't even alloy steel. They just say tempered steel. You put them in there. There is a little area in the back of the driver that tang locks into, and then you just tighten down the collet. So overall, these are a neat idea. How that is holding into place there is that little tang just is ever so slightly spread out. It's a little bit wider than the shaft, and it kind of just sits down in this little area right here. It doesn't actually provide that much traction. Doesn't always really want to fit in there quite properly. But as far as turning it, if you have too much torque on it, it will want to slip. And so I think that most of the holding power is actually being done just with the compression of this collet here. This style was never my favorite. I always liked the normal sets, because one of these normal 6-piece sets ended up having a few more sizes, and they tend to actually be a little bit better built and easier to simply grab. The problem with this is, of course, you have these little bits. They can get lost, and every time you need to change sizes, say you need a slot head and a Phillips for whatever you're working on, you're constantly having to pull out one bit, pull it out, get it in its little holder, which is actually, they should have chamfered these holes because they're not super easy to get the bits in. Pull out another bit, get it in there, tighten it down, just so you can use a different screwdriver. And for being $10 for a Chinese set, you're going to be much better off of buying a dedicated set. And for not much more money, $15, $20, you can get something like, well, these happen to be old American-made ridges, but you could get some actual quality precision screwdrivers for not much more money than this little device here, which just isn't made super great. It's not super convenient, and they could have used better qualities or better quality materials for the tips, and they could have included a second size of Phillips. So I'm not sure why they included 4 different slot heads, but only one Phillips. But I think that was a shortcoming. It should have been a 6-piece set. So this is one of these tools that initially kind of seems okay, but really it's a little bit overpriced, not super well made. I think it's just a little cheesy. If you're going to do something with interchangeable tips, it should be like a 10-piece set or something like that, so it's really versatile. Otherwise, it's really just kind of a waste compared to so many other precision screwdrivers that are out there. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Until next time, Catus Maximus out.